What's up, everybody? It's Jakub Hendrix here. Long time no see. We are having a bit of a break in here because of the 68,000th lockdown going on in UK. Thanks everyone to submit all the questions. Today I'm going to do my best to answer them all. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode and let's roll it. Right, so the first question I have from Mota Tattoo is, how long are you spending on average per piece? Well, I usually try to take on big projects simply because I just love how they look on the skin, you know. So when I finish the whole thing, I look when it's impressive also because of the size. On average, I would say most of my pieces in my gallery on my Instagram take about a day, which is in between 6 and 8 hours. Sometimes I spend a little bit longer, you know, up to 10 hours, but that's usually when the piece is like super big or is very, very intricate. Because I've been doing my kind of style for some time, I'm trying to think ahead and stay away from a very, very, very intricate tattoos because it's just not my kind of thing. I like simplicity and I like a very bold areas, very, very big contrast. The way I design stuff, even if it's like super big, it allows me to finish it in one day because of simplicity. So yeah, I would say in between 6 and 10 hours. That's the average. Another question from Jamie Pregan Tattoos. I do apologize if I have your name wrong. I'm not from England and sometimes it's quite hard to read stuff. So Jamie asked me, which world famous set do you use? For most of my work, which is pretty much opaque grey, I use Alex Pancho grey set, opaque set, which is in my opinion the best grey opaque set out there. It's got a bit of a bluish tint to it. I think that's why I like it so much, because it's not like a typical traditional grey opaque set. It's got like a bit of a cold tint to it. Remember guys, when you're going to use it, because it's got a blue tint to it, remember that when it heals, you see this tattoo through yellowy, browny, basically tan skin, which means quite often when the person is going to catch some sun, this bluiness is going to turn into slightly green tint, because you know when you mix blue with yellow, you get green. I'm using this particular set also because of the company. It is by far, in my opinion, by far the best ink company out there. Not just because I'm supported by it, but also because the guys, working in a world famous team, they just a bunch of really good people, you know, and working with them guys is just pure pleasure. They always got your back, they always support you, they always help you with stuff if you need help. So that's my personal reason I'm using this brand. In terms of technical aspects, this is honestly the best ink I've ever used in my life. I use all sorts of different brands. I'm not going to mention them in here, but pretty much every single brand out there I've used it, and this is the best brand ever because of the consistency. With using world famous inks, I noticed that healed tattoo is very, very, very close to fresh tattoo. So when you do fresh tattoo, it's usually more vivid and usually looks a lot more stronger. In case of these inks, it pretty much looks almost the same after it healed. That's pretty much the set I'm using. The next question would be, what style do you want to focus on this year? To be honest, I just enjoy doing my stuff. However, if we're going to be allowed to go back to work, I'm thinking about maybe focusing more on color work, the same kind of style, but with more color work. So we'll see how's that going to be like. Talk about the ink you use. Done it. We got a question from Brandon Bond, which is pretty much one of the legends of tattooing from America, and a guy that I watched and learned from his DVDs about 11 years ago when I started tattooing. So shout out to you, Brandon. Brandon asking, where are you coming to do collaboration? Fuck the restriction, come on. Bro, I would love to do it, and I cannot actually wait for the bullshit to be over so I can buy a ticket, get a visa, and go and visit you, man. It's gonna be really awesome to do a collaboration with you, and I really cannot wait to meet one of the icons of tattooing. Okay, now I've got a question, which is I was kind of thinking about how to answer it, and this question is like, after how many tattoos you felt that you know what you do and you can start earning money? I really like this question. Thanks for asking this. Tattoo practice. First of all, I don't know. I honestly, even now after 10 years, I do feel like there's so much knowledge that I can still have. There's so much stuff that I don't know about the tattooing. I would say as soon as I found a job in a studio, in a tattoo studio, and I worked there for about a year or two, as soon as you're able to tattoo pretty much every single thing that comes through the door, that's when you can tell that you're ready. Again, it depends on what kind of stuff you want to do, because these days people start to specialize from day one, and as soon as you can do pretty much everything within your style, then the door's open, man. You're pretty much ready to rock and roll. I would say never try to kind of think that you're enough, because there's always something to learn. There's always new techniques. There's always things that they can surprise you on the day, of tattooing. So I would never get so comfortable that I'll be like, I know everything about it, because I don't. In terms of making money, I honestly think that you should not focus on money whatsoever, because the money, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I don't know how other people feel about this, but money in every single thing you do in life that you love, money is like a side effect of what you're doing. So if you're just gonna focus on tattooing because of tattooing, you just do your thing, man, and money will come eventually without you realizing it. Okay, there's no such thing as, okay, I'm ready to make money. Like, this is, I don't think that's the thing, man. Like, you just have to keep doing what you're doing, and money comes with it, and that's my advice and answer. Okay, it's a question about the camera, which I'm going to answer maybe in another set of Q&As. B. John Grego asked me, how are you dealing with lockdown? What keeps you motivated? I've got ups and downs, basically. I mean, I don't really produce any work at the minute. I'm not creating anything. I honestly use this time to do absolutely everything else except tattooing, because I've been doing it for 10 years and I'm a bit of a workaholic. Maybe not in the recent time, but for the past 10 years I've been working a lot, so when I have an opportunity now to just kind of, have a little rest, have a little reset, I'm trying not to do too much, because I need this time for myself to do other things, to enjoy other things in life, so I can charge my batteries and just crack on with tattooing as soon as the lockdown's finished. But that's in terms of tattoos. In terms of just life in general, I think my family keeps me motivated. I think that the thought that after the lockdown's over, I can jump in the car and I can just go anywhere. I can buy a camper van finally, and I can just go places and just enjoy nature. That's I think them things keep me motivated the most. Mist Ink. Hey Jacob, your favorite grey colors, needle thickness and machine stroke. Okay, so I was talking about inks before, so I'm going to skip that. I've never looked into like thicknesses of the needles and stuff, because it doesn't really matter to me. I did find out that I can produce pretty much the same result using like every type of needle. So I've never focused on like specifics. As soon as they well made, which is Ghost cartridges, guys, they support us with the needles, and they're really good needles. As soon as they build well, as soon as they're sharp, and as soon as they cheap, I'm joking, but as soon as they sharp, that's that's all I need. Machine stroke. I do actually know that, I think. I use Xion, FK Iron Xion, and the throat on that machine is 3.7. I like to have a lot of space. I like to have a lot of freedom in terms of like how much how much needle out I use. And because I use a lot of out, that's why I need a longer throat, bigger throat. So 3.7, I think that's the answer. I think that's the question. So I will go with 3.7. Question from Paul. Hey Paul, how you doing, brother? Would you rather a bath with Boris Johnson or a shower with Donald Trump? Oh man, that's a tricky one. In general, I like baths, but then I don't think I would fit into a bath with Boris, so I would say, and then we most definitely have to touch each other. So I would probably go for shower with Donald Trump. Yeah, thanks for the question, Paul. Okay, Abrodetsky Art asked the question: what's the best way to pack color over a large area and not make it look patchy? That's a good question, actually. Two different things coming into the technique. You have to have a good stretch. I think you have to have a good ink. You have to have good needles, good sharp needles. You just have to be very consistent with your movements. If you know how to pack the color in at all, so just use the same speed, the same movement, the same angle, the same technique, the same depth all over. Then there is a big chance you're gonna get the same color packed on a big area. Actually, there is a way to check this. If you finish packing your color, it kind of doesn't really work all the time, but most of the cases, what you need to do, you just need to pour some water on the area you just tattooed, and through the water, you can actually see, because it works like a magnifying glass, so you can actually see where you missed the skin, and you need to do a little bit more work, kind of thing. And that's pretty much how you check if you got the right amount of color. I don't know, it comes with the experience, because when I look at the skin, I already know if the color is packed well or not. In terms of the actual technique, good for solid color. Some people do cross hatching. You run your machine in a back and forth motion, but you press more on the fourth motion, and then when you do a few passes this way, then you kind of change the angle of the needle and you do a few passes the other way, so you kind of cross hatch your color, and that's a good technique for blending also, but some people use it to put the color in a solid way. Another technique is which I personally use sometimes. I use a circular motions, but then again I put more attention into like pushing needle towards the skin rather than going back. So it goes almost like in a circle motion, but with me pressing when it goes towards the skin. So it goes like vroom, vroom, vroom. It kind of, I can't really explain it, but that's pretty much how I do it. I'm having a big magnum and I'm just doing circular motions, and yeah, then I'm checking if everything's okay. If not, I'm doing another pass, and that usually works. What's up, everybody? Hopefully you enjoyed today's Q&As as much as I did. Thanks everyone for sending all the great questions. There was a ton of them, so I didn't manage to answer them all. However, I think in the future I might do a lot more of them episodes, because they're really fun for me to do them, and hopefully they're really interesting for you guys. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions regarding tattoos. I'm going to try to do my best to answer them all. If you haven't subscribed it yet, you can do it right now. You don't have to, but it would mean a lot to me. Give a thumbs up if you like it. The only reason I'm asking you guys to do that is because of YouTube algorithm. If the more thumbs up and the more subscription I was going to have, the more viral the video is going to go. Cool. See you guys in the future. And yeah, see you at the next Q&As about tattoos and travels. I'm out.